Well, hello everyone. Barb here from barbaderholt.closetomyheart.com. Today we are going to work on a waterfall get well card. Now, our waterfall thin cut set, this is it. It's the photo waterfall, and it has this big long die here. That's the main thing that makes your waterfall. And then lots of other smaller dies that you can use on your creations as well. I'm using this square right here. You can also layer and stack and stuff. I used this one because the sentiments that I used were off of an older stamp set from my stash. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. It was called Sending Prayers Sentiments, and it's from several years ago. But I love the sentiments, and I love the font, and I just thought they were really pretty. And that's what I used on these big squares. I thought it would be fun to do a little bit of some, I don't know, stenciling. I guess that's what we'll call it. I pulled out my Stickles Moon Dust Glitter Gel. So pretty. And then I have one of my palette knives. You need some kind of something to spread your goop around. You can use a credit card. You could use a block if you have an acrylic block, something like this. Anything that has a nice crisp edge to help you smooth around your gel. Now the stencil I'm using is this little itty bitty one that came in, oh, what was it called? I've got an old catalog here. It was a part of, oh, it was a paper. It was beautiful. The Stars and Sparklers. And I don't know if it came with the Stars and Sparklers scrapbooking pages or if it came with the card. I don't remember. I think it might have come with the scrapbook workshop. Yes, an exclusive stencil. Little 4x4 jobber. But so cute. It's got stars and these little flower things. Too cute. So I'm using it because I have it. I have a piece of some pattern paper. I thought it would be nice to have a little bit of some little sparkly goodness on there, so that's why we're using that. This is what this thin cut cuts out. It cuts this big long piece. So in order to use this, you have to have a long platform on your stamp or your thin cut machine, whatever you have. If you have a Sizzix one or Spellbinders, or I have the Gemini, it's the electronic one. You need to have a longer platform for this. And this is what it cuts out. I like using the craft because I find that it folds nicely and I don't get any cracking there, or not as much anyway. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to open up our stickles. So pretty. And I'm going to take the star side and I'm going around the edges because my waterfall will be in the middle. So I've got just, you pick some up with your little palette knife, just like that, and you start rubbing it across the stencil. Here we go. And I have some orange paper that was, I don't know, my husband found it at work in a cabinet that they were cleaning out from the marketing department where he works. Rather than throw it in the garbage, you know Barb, she's going to haul that stuff home. And we'll do a little more down here. And I keep scraping it up. You'll see I spread it out. And then I take the edge at about a 45-degree angle and I go along the stencil and I scrape up a bunch of the excess. Pick up my stencil. It's not perfect, it's okay. We're not going for perfection here. In fact, the less perfect it is, the better sometimes. scraping that off. Pick up the stencil, move it. This is the last little bunch I'm going to do. And again, and I'm basically using that same little gob of stickles over and over again. I just scrape it back into the pot, just like that. And you want to close this up because you don't want that to dry out or you will be sad. And then I've got this, and you can see here I got a little line on there. I'm just going to scrape that off. Probably won't even see it because the waterfall will cover it up. Now, I have one that's already dry, and you'd have to set that aside. Maybe give it about a half hour. I'm going to go quick, put this over in some water so this doesn't turn into a big old mess-a-roo. And I'm back. I'm back. So this is going to be my background. And what I think I will do is I will turn it over, throw some glue on the back, and get it onto my card base. And you can see here, pretty glittery goodness. And my card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so 4 1/4, 5 1/2. This piece of paper is 4 by 5 1/4, and that just gives a little bit of a border on there. You can see all that pretty glitteriness. So pretty. Now, let's see if Barb can remember how you put this together. I think you fold this. I know. I'm thinking. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm folding this little bit back and laying this over the top. And then I'm going to take my glue bottle and I'm going to put a little glue on the edge. And I'm going to fold this other side over. Try not to make it super snuggaroo because otherwise it makes it difficult for the waterfall mechanism to work. And it's sliding in there, it's sliding, so I'm happy with that. Now I have my 4 sentiments. I have sending prayers, I have thinking of you, sending you love, and get well soon. I think I'm going to put the get well soon at the bottom, and this gets glued on the whole back of it. And there are little, you can see the little fold marks. So I got that on there. This next one, I'm going to do the sending you love, and I'm going to put my glue right here on the little space right on here. So I'm going to show you that. Right in between those little score marks, because otherwise if I try to put the glue on the back of here, there's a good chance I'll get it too low and then it will attach itself to my bottom sentiment, and I don't want that. So by putting my glue on here, hopefully I avoid that little disaster. And I'm going to do the same thing with this next line. And I'll use the thinking of you. Put that right on there. And then I have the last one. Sending you prayers. Okay, so there we've got that. Let's see here. Just like that. That's how that mechanism works. I gotta push it back. And here I am going to just put glue down here on this little tab, this little space there, and I'm going to eyeball, and I'm just gluing that little tab, that little folded over part that we glued together, putting that on there. Then I need to go find some kind of twine. Ooh, what color will I use? What do you think? I have some of this. I think this was Smoothie. This has been in my stash for some time, and this is the perfect opportunity to use it up. Let me see. I'm going to push that through, get my little scissors, give this a snipperoo, and then I can take my two ends and I can grab them through my little loop. And yep, that's how I like it. I like my little knot to be there. And we can cut this off a little more. We could also, sometimes I take my scissors and I work those strings and loosen them up and get them, I don't know, to fray a little bit. I think that gives it a little more interest. Personal preference. You do you. This card is for a friend of mine, and it's for a guy, so I think the lack of who's he what's it's is kind of nice. I have to figure this out. There we go. You have to get it working. You have to kind of play with it a little bit to get those things to fold and move in the right way. But that's it. That's a waterfall Get Well card. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you'll give this a try. Have a blessed, crafty day, and I'll see you next time.